I'm going to attempt to go live. My Wi-Fi is a little bit up and down today, so if I get cut off, I do apologize. But I felt compelled to make this video today. There's been a lot of talk inside my mastermind group for my private clients about confidence today and mindset. And I've been talking a lot recently about the fact that if you want real success in business, it's going to come down to 90% of who you're being and only 10% what you're doing. And the fact of the matter is this. I'm going to break it down very realistically and very bluntly for you right now. The reason, if you're not getting where you want to be with business, it's very unlikely to do with that you're not working hard enough. You're probably working hard on a lot of things all the time. It's not the fact that your service or your product isn't good enough. It's probably not the fact that you're not enough of an expert. You likely are. In fact, some of the best paid experts in the world are not the smartest at what they do. The fact of the matter is, building a real business, taking your coaching, consulting business, whether it's online or it's a local business, it takes a lot of self-awareness. I mentioned this in a post earlier. Self-awareness, leadership, self-development. You need to become a bigger person if you want the business to grow with you. You can't stay at the same level of consciousness. You can't keep making the same excuses for yourself. You can't be a disempowered person and attempt to grow an empowering large business. Because if you're doing that, that means you are trying to grow a business in order to save you. You are trying to fill a hole and fill a gap through the business. Same way if you do anything. This is the way most people try and hit their goals in life, whether it's their health, wealth, or relationships. Let's take it out of business for a second and talk about relationships. The reason most people, you might be the exception, but most people get into a relationship because they're trying to fix something. They get into relationships because they're lonely. That is not the reason to be part of a relationship. Your relationship will never work if you're using that person objectively to fill a hole, right? To fill a, physically, emotionally, spiritually, whatever it is. You're objectifying that person if you're with them because you would, not because you really, really want to be with that person, but more because you don't want to be alone. That relationship is not going to work for you, and you can try and work at it and try and build it all you like. It will not be successful. Same with your health. If you try and build a physique or get in shape and you come at it from the wrong state of being, it does not matter what you do because you will not stick with the plan. You will not push through the hard reps. You will not go to the gym consistently. You will not eat the right foods. And that's something we tell the women at my gyms. In our transformation center, we tell the women on day one, we say, we want you to stick to this plan and do this program, and we want you to transform because you love yourself, not because you hate yourself. And that's a massive difference. And the clients who get the results are the ones in relationship coaching, in fitness coaching, and in business coaching, the ones that realize that the relationship, the body, and the business are just expressions of their own inner state. Okay? These are physical reflections that manifest as a result of who we feel we are on the inside, our perception of self. If you feel you are a confident, empowered, motivated, strong, newsworthy individual, you're going to have a great time on social media. But if you are weak and feeling disempowered and not confident and don't think you have a lot to offer, your social media marketing is going to bomb. And there's no amount of tactics you can do to override it. There's no shortcuts. It doesn't matter what time of day you're going to post. You're going to research and try and find the perfect time of day, and it's not going to work for you. And then you'll see somebody else post at the wrong time of day and get all the engagement and all the success that you've been looking for. It's because they know it's not about what they're doing, it's the state of being that they're coming from. And the sooner you embrace this and realize that your business, just like your body and just like your relationships, it's an internal journey that reflects on the outside. You can't try and change the outside and the doing in order to make you feel something. Okay, now of course, you're going to feel great if you have $1 million company or more. You're going to feel great, of course. But I don't know anyone who really hated themselves and felt so disempowered and unconfident that went on and made $1 million business. Okay, they went on, they got the courage, they got the confidence, they got the consistency to do those actions because they believed in what they were doing and they had a stronger why. Their reason why for doing something was bigger than their excuse for not doing it. Like Tony Robbins says, as soon as the fear of staying the same becomes bigger than the fear of change, you'll change. Effortlessly, quickly, instantly, you'll change. So when a lot of people out there put on Facebook, I can tell from the language, right? Language is super important because language is our subconscious communicator of what's going on in the inside. Because we come up with language and words without thinking about it. And these words and languages, you might not think they mean much, but really they tell us everything. So when I see questions in Facebook groups, for example, this is how I can read a person so well because I understand the questions that they ask. The question is actually a statement of their state of mind. All right? Think about that. Your questions can be read as statements. So when somebody says, I need some motivation, right? Justin, how do I get motivated to go to the gym? How do I get motivated to post content consistently like you do, right? And there's the only thing I can tell them is I don't post content consistently or don't go to the gym consistently. I don't force myself into it. I'm not pulling myself, because if I did pull myself to the gym and I didn't want to be there, I wouldn't have a very good workout anyway. I wouldn't be enjoying the process. If I dragged myself to make content, to force content on the page, my content wouldn't be so good because I'd be doing it because I felt forced. And that's the realistic thing. I can spew out so much content so consistently, and I've got so much more to come. I hold myself back at times, I think, because I was posting all day and wouldn't get anything else done. But that comes because I have a message that I understand, that I believe in, that I'm clear on, and because my reason for wanting to help people is bigger than my fear of what those people are going to think or judge my content on. It's ironic. It's a paradox that I post content for myself more than other people. I make videos like this for myself more than I do for you, right? Because I don't really, I hope you take the lessons in this content on board and apply them, but I know the majority won't. So I don't have that expectation. Other people I work with, when they're new to this, they put a post up and then they've got to check every 5 minutes to see how much engagement they've got. I don't care if there's 5 people watching this video or 5 million. It doesn't matter to me because I'm doing it from the place of being of I want to talk about this. And I would love for other people to also receive it. But who receives it and if they receive it, that expectation is gone. I just have the faith, the knowing, the trust that when I do put good content out and I do speak from the heart and I talk about this stuff as it really is and I break it down for you, then it tends to go well and people tend to respond positively and people tend to share and they tend to come back and they tend to tell me, Justin, your content is really good and that's why I signed up to your programs because I wanted to see what your paid stuff is like, right? So that's really the secret of it at the end of the day, and it goes, if you've got fitness clients, if you've got relationship clients, whatever you help your clients to do, health, wealth, or relationships, you first got to understand if you want to help them get results, you've got to lead them to find that state of being where the doing can naturally emanate. And you've got to do that for yourself in your business first. There's so many coaches I meet that understand how to get their clients results. They understand the principles of success overall. And the principles of success is very simple. There's universal principles. There's know what you want, know why you want it, lay out the action steps, and then take the action steps and monitor your progress every step of the way. That's literally the principles of success. But that's a mechanism, that's a doing. What infuses that with energy, the thing that no one can really teach you, they can only remind you of, is that it takes the essence, the soul, that confidence in you to take action and do it because you want to. Not because you have to, but because you want to. Like we tell our guys in the gym, you come to the gym because you love your body, not because you hate it. You work out because you love yourself. The reason if you own like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, and if you owned a really nice sports car like that, you would appreciate it, right? You would take it for drives to keep the engine warm, and you would put the best quality fuel into it because you love the car, because you appreciate the car, not because you hate it. If you don't appreciate the car, the vehicle, you don't treat it very well. You don't use it. You don't fuel it. That goes for for the clients in my weight loss programs. It goes for the people that I see in relationships and stuff, right? If you value the other person, you will want to give them things and give value to that person and nourish that person because you want to, not because you think you have to get something. And the same thing again goes in business. If I have to force you to like make the content or motivate you to watch the videos that I provided in the program to get success, it's futile, right? There's not a lot I can do about that, because when your reason for succeeding becomes bigger than your excuse or your fear of not doing it, that's when you're gonna, rip the videos out of my hands, pull an all-nighter, get some Red Bull and coffee, go through them all day and take action immediately. And that's what my best clients have always done. In fact, my best clients have said, Justin, screw your videos. How do we put you on a plane and fly you out here to tell us what to do right now? Or even better yet, can your team just handle it and do it for us for the big bucks, right? And that's when I know I'm working with a winner. That's when I know I'm working with someone who's got the mindset for success, because they're impatiently waiting to take action. You can't stop those people taking action. And that's the winners you see. That's the people you look up to. That's the people that you see getting the success that you want. Even though they're giving you the tools and the information, if it's not working out for you and you see these guys succeeding, that is why. It's a mindset. Okay? It's who they are. It's not what they're doing. If you get those things combined, they know who they are, they've got the vision and the purpose, and they're on point, and they're excited, and they are putting good energy into what they do, abundant energy, and they're doing the right things, within a good structure. Those people are going to succeed hugely. They're the ones that will scale things up hugely, okay? And that's why I'm quite proud of what I've been able to accomplish so far, because there's a lot of people out there that have great success in one level. They have that, they have that being, they just know they're going to be successful. No one's going to stop me. And they charge forward at it. They don't need, motivation. They don't need hand-holding, right? They just rush in. However, they rush in like a raging bull in a china shop, because they didn't then look at the next stage, which was, right, now now I'm being the right person I need to become. Now what are the sensible, sequential, sustainable steps to do that? And that's the people you see that are like a fireball in business, It seems like they're just raging forward, everything's going well until they hit a blip and the car blows off the road, right? And you want to avoid that too. So once you've got the mindset right, so I start with getting the mindset right. You've got to have a vision you believe in. You've got to know this means something. It's worth me growing this business. It's bigger than me. Then you can look at the steps of what to do. And that's when a program such as mine, or there's many other programs out there too, But that's when the program is really going to come in useful for you, when you have already decided that massive action is happening for you and it's going to happen. Now it's just picking the methodology for which structure you want to follow. Same as the gym, guys, like same as a workout. If I've decided I am going to get in the best shape of my life this year and nothing's going to stop me, and I've got the big reasons why, and I'm doing it out of love because I just really want to appreciate myself and appreciate my body and do it, then I can go and pick a workout program. And you know what? Guess what? They'll all work. Even the ones that usually seem pretty crappy will work because I'm putting my energy into it. You know, and we always tell our clients, like, you know, a shitty workout program done with intensity and consistency and enjoyment will yield better results than the perfect program that you don't do or that you do half-assed. Your energy into the vehicle, the program, the steps is the vehicle, but you have to put the fuel into it. You have to put the energy to create momentum. And if you get on the right vehicle that works for you and your business, things are going to happen so freaking fast. Okay, like again, one of my clients in the mindset space, we started work together 7 months ago. It was just the two guys, they were in a partnership and their assistant. Now they've got a team of 16 people, and we've taken, you know, and we've also taken their reach from 2,000 daily viewers of their live stream up to 35,000 daily viewers, right? In 7 months. 7 months without a huge ad spend, without some crazy, you know, costs or anything like that. It's happened smoothly, efficiently. I won't say effortlessly because there was some effort in it, but it was fun effort. It was inspired action. We've loved every moment of the process. It's been fun and fulfilling. Just because a lot of work is happening doesn't mean it has to be a drain of energy. It should actually light you up. And that's another thing that happens. If you take action on things, but you're not really at that place of enjoying what you're doing or loving it, then those tasks, the hustle and grind is going to grind you down. I know other people that can work 10 hours a day, but they absolutely love it because it lights them up like a passion. Like some people can play football 10 hours a day. Some people can go to the gym 10 hours a day. Some people, you know, can play like race cars 10 hours a day, whatever. They can all do, you know, some people can binge watch Netflix 10 hours a day, right? Some people can do that, a friend, right? So when we have good energy in something, we can do it over and over and over again without stopping, right? And the same thing goes for your business. So this year, the final message, guys, here, this year, before you know, instead of looking for the magical tactic, right? Like, here's how it goes, right? Most people are looking for shortcuts. And they're looking at their environment. They're looking at what is. They're looking at the environment out there, and they're looking at what they can change or tweak or hack or shortcut. Okay? Don't do that. It's not going to work. Those people will be looking for the shortcut 10 years from now, 20 years from now, until they quit. That's what most people do. They focus on the shortcuts. Okay? Most programs, most mentoring programs or coaching programs start with your behaviors. They start with the doing. Do this, do this, do this, do that. And they equally fail because it's not about your behaviors and it's not about your doing yet either. What you need to do, the ultimate success plan, starts up here with your identity, with your beliefs about who you are, your beliefs around business, your beliefs around success, your beliefs and definitions around failure. That's where my program starts. Module 1 is about identity level transformation. Because until you become aware, self-aware of the identity you've chose for yourself in business and what it means to you and why you're actually here doing this shit, until you're aware of that, you can't change it. Until you change it, if you don't change your identity, you can do all you love, right? It's not going to make any difference because if you try and change your structure or your doing without changing the being or the identity behind it, either those actions will be short-lived or you will self-sabotage them or they just won't be consistent. And you will always revert back to the identity you're holding for yourself. So if you believe at some level that if you were to succeed, that would threaten your security in some way, that's the identity and beliefs you're holding around success. And that, for a lot of people, is what's happening. A lot of people don't take on this success mindset. They don't go full out. They don't believe 100% in their message because they're more afraid of what other people are going to think of them and how that might threaten their current sense of certainty. Simple as that. If you want to do big things in business, if you want to create something huge, if you want to make $1 million business or £1 million business, prepare to not fit in. Prepare for everyone to call you crazy. Prepare for people to not understand you. The closest people, your family, your friends, childhood friends, parents, children maybe, they will not get you. And that, for most people, is the more frightening thing. And most entrepreneurs, then most coaches, they don't settle into the driver's seat. They don't put their foot down on the gas because they're too afraid to shoot forward because of who they're going to leave behind or who they think is going to leave them behind. So ask yourself right now, really ask yourself and go deep into it and say, if I was to, be a millionaire tomorrow, what does my ego think that would actually threaten in my life? How would your parents respond differently, do you think, if you were a millionaire tomorrow? How would your friends react differently? How would people you meet on the street, how would people on social media react differently if they knew you were a millionaire and you knew they started labeling you with that, if that's all they had to know about you? Right? Now, you might say, my parents would be happy for me, my friends would be happy for me, or whatever. And that is probably the logical answer. It's probably the true answer. However, we don't operate on truth and logic. We take actions or avoid actions based on what the ego voice is telling us. The illogical, the over-emotional, the scarcity-minded ego. We know if we had $1 million that our friends would be happy for us. But the ego tells us, but what if you then didn't know who likes you for you and not just your money or influence, right? And the ego is what runs the solopreneur and keeps the hustler hustling, keeps the grinder grinding. It's the ego. You need to learn to shed that ego, put it to one side. You'll never destroy it because it's part of the human experience. It keeps us understanding the kind of duality nature we're in. But you need to put it in a box or even learn to use it to your advantage. So if the ego is going to give you fears about success, the ego is all about fear. It gives you fears in order to keep you safe, to keep you from harm, right? Because the ego, it doesn't, it all really, if you want to go into neuroscience, it'll all stem from the brainstem, the reptilian brain, which only cares about survival and reproduction. So anything you say, like I'm going to make $1 million business, I'm going to get in the best shape ever, I'm going to do this, the ego starts freaking out and saying, whoa, that sounds good, yes, that sounds cool, but it might just threaten everything we have right now, okay? And the ego would rather be predictably miserable than unpredictably happy. So, because, the brainstem favors comfort over happiness. And they're not the same thing. Your ego favors comfort over happiness. Okay, I would write that down if you're watching this right now. The brain is always going to lead you towards comfort over happiness. And it will lie to you and it will tell you that the comfort, that is where the happiness is. It'll say not changing is what will keep you happy because look at all you've got right now and is there a need to change and do you really need $1 million? Life's not all about money. And it'll lie to you and then it'll start, reversing the situation. It will do a 180 on you. And remember, most of the people around you in life, they operate from the ego at a much higher level than we do. You're somewhat self-aware because you're watching this. I don't know personally, but you must be at a level of self-awareness to be watching a video like this about growth. But the other people in your life, they're not. We have to remember that, guys. The people in your environment, they're not in Facebook groups, they're not watching live streams, they're not learning and investing time and money into themselves to learn and grow because they've already made up their mind. They're going to stay comfortable in their little tribe, right? So how do you overcome this ego? As Bogdan's asking right now, how do you overcome this? Well, the thing is, you've got to work with it, right? And I'll get to that in just a second. The main thing first to focus on, though, is to understand it. Before you can change anything, we have to be aware of it. We have to know it's happening, right? You can't escape from a prison cell if you're not aware you're in prison. You can be in a prison cell, the door can be wide open for you, but if you're not aware you're in prison and you think it's just a nice, comfortable room, you're not going to walk out the door, right? So you have to be aware of the ego, how it operates in you, and how it operates from other people. So first, it's going to lie to you. It's going to try and stop you and say, no, there's bad things happen if you do that. The next thing it's going to do, if you don't take the hint, if you keep moving forward, then the ego does a 180 on reality. It says, right, okay, we're going to invert everything. We're going to invert the truth and put it on its head. And it will tell you the opposite of what's true. And then the ego, probably more from other people, they will start telling you, your ego will tell you what you want is not that important. It'll say, I don't need $1 million company. I don't need to help 1,000 people change their lives. That's what your ego will probably tell you. It's not a big need, right? What other people's ego will tell you, which is an even less evolved form of ego, they will tell you that what you want is bad. They will tell you it's negative to go for what you want. So when they say to you, like, they'll see you taking action, doing things, and they'll see you spending less time on shit with them. It happens with my girlfriend Georgina now, and she becomes aware of some of the people she's been hanging out with are just full of bullshit and gossip and negativity. And now she sees those people and they start wanting to complain with her and say, my life is so terrible for these reasons. And, she just catches it and says, yeah, but it's really good that you've got this, this, and this. And then those people just stop talking to her because she won't go down to their level because they want company, they want to complain, they want to be victims, and she won't do it. So those people now stop going to her because now they get their need for connection from somebody else who will bitch and complain with them, right? So people like that are gonna move away from you, and they're gonna see what you're doing, and they're gonna see that you're now not going out for a drink on the weekend because because you want to do a webinar or a live stream and help some people and make some sales, or you're not gonna be doing whatever it is you usually do because you want to take some time to create a program or something. And they're going to see you doing that, and then they're going to try and sabotage it by telling you that's bad. And they'll try and make you feel bad for it. So they're going to say things like, you've changed. And that's why I say, yeah, that's the plan. That's why I'm doing this, right? They're going to say, don't you know there's more to life than just money? And I'm going to say, yes, I do know there's more to life than money. You know what else? There's also more to life than struggling to get by just so you can pay your bills, right? They're going to say things like, you're like a different person. And you should say, I freaking hope so, because that's what personal development's all about. And it means you're thinking for yourself now. So that's the first step, is be aware. How do we use the ego? Okay, we can't eliminate the ego. You can't destroy the ego. It's part of you, right? So what we have to do is remember the ego simply will try and bug you when it perceives that what you're doing is threatening its safety. It will always try and keep you in the most. It will tell you to do and it will energize you to do what it feels is most likely to meet your need for certainty and connection and to be loved and things like that. So all you have to do really is look at the reasons why, there may be reasons why having the success you want will threaten some of your basic needs. The core needs being the need for certainty and survival, the need for connection and intimacy with other people, the need for significance and to feel valued and important, and the need for variety. But let's look at the three core needs for most people are certainty, as in financial certainty, significance, and connection. So what your ego is telling you, if you succeed, if you become a millionaire or a billionaire, financial security might be met, but you might lose certainty from other areas of your life. People won't support you the same way, right? It might tell you, hey, if you're a billionaire or a millionaire, life will get too uncertain. Like, how are you going to control all of that? Can you control $1 million business? Can you take responsibility for it? Or is life going to get out of control crazy? And so, if we don't feel we can take responsibility for it or we can handle it, the brain is not going to try and do it. Secondly, significance. Now, we can find significance, we do find significance a lot of time by being victims, because it's easy to find connection and significance. It's easy to brag about how big your problems are. People do it all the time. You think your boyfriend is bad? Oh my God, well, my boyfriend did this, right? And you think your financial situation is bad? You're in that much debt? Well, I'm in this much debt. That's how people get significance, by having bigger problems than other people, and also how they get connection. Because we do like gossip in a way, right? We do like it because it makes us feel connected to that person. We don't like ourselves afterwards, but again, the ego just took over us and said the need for certainty, remember, the need for comfort is more important than your happiness. So look at those three things, certainty of control over life, significance and feeling valued, and then connection and being, in with other people. These are the three needs more than any that determine our actions, and the ego is trying to keep those in place. So what you want to do then, if you feel that you don't have that success mindset yet, the success mindset, basically all it is, those people have done one simple thing. They have changed their beliefs, and they have reprogrammed the ego to believe that meeting their goal will give them more certainty, more significance, and more connection than not meeting the goal. That's the only difference. If you want to break it down to a neuroscientific level, that is all they've done. Their ego believes that achieving the goal is 51% likely to make them certain, significant, and connected. And staying where they are, not reaching the goal, is only 49% likely to help them feel those things. So that they know that staying the same meets those goals, but also reaching their goals makes them feel those needs too. So you can meet your needs in a disempowering way by staying put and saying, you know what, yeah, I feel secure now because I can control being broke. I feel significant because I'm a big fish in a small pond. And I feel connected right now because people love me for being a loser. Or you can change those beliefs and then say, I want to grow a big business and I can keep control. I can, I'll handle it. It's going to be fine. It's not going to threaten my certainty. It's going to add to, I'm going to know what to do. I'm going to have support, and I'm going to have a lot more financial certainty to pay to solve those problems. You'll have more significance, and you'll have more value to add the world, the more reach and the bigger things get, and the more finances you have to fund it. And the people know that they'll have more connection. They know that, yes, I will probably sacrifice connection to people that don't understand me, but that removing those people from my life only doesn't make me lonely. That's what the fear people have. They say, well, if I got successful, my friends wouldn't like me anymore, right? And if that's the case, A, they're not your friends, and B, it doesn't matter, because it doesn't mean you're going to go into a void and be the only person around. What's going to happen is, when you move the toxic scarcity people out of your life, that automatically creates the space for the abundant, positive, supportive people to fill in that space. Right now, if you're missing abundant, positive role models from your life, it's because you're hanging out with too many scarcity-based people, and the abundant people don't really align with that energy, and they don't want to be part of it. So shed the losers from your life, shed the people that don't share your beliefs, as much as you can. Get rid of them, create that space, and then you can actually attract more people into your life that will help you, that will support you, and do that, okay? It's just like an energy exchange, okay? But you can't hold on to what you've got for comfort and hope that more comes in. If you're holding on to what you have for comfort, you're keeping success out. You're not letting it in. It can't come in because you're choosing to hold on to failure. What you're doing is, though, you're saying, I'm going to hold on to what I've got and not risk anything until success happens. And when I get that too, then I'll let go of the other stuff. And that's like saying, I'm going to keep eating shit and eating junk all day. I'm going to go to the gym, but I'm going to keep eating junk. And then when I see the six-pack, then I'll start eating the vegetables. And any personal trainer or any person with a brain knows that's moronic, right? So that's pretty much how it works, guys. And I wanted to get that out to you there. This is the kind of stuff we'll cover in the Blueprint Mastermind program, because without getting too woo-woo on stuff, this is definitely critical. You can't keep just like hitting your head against the wall saying, I will do it, I will do it, I will do it. That's why New Year's resolutions fail for 95% of people. Because you can say you're going to do things all you like. You can say, I'm going to grow a team, I'm going to scale my company, I'm going to run Facebook ads. You can say all that stuff, right? You can even try and do it. But if you don't become the person that understands that by trying those things, you're not risking certainty, you're not risking your significance, and you're not risking your connection, that's what you need to do. Realize that those things, taking a dive, will help you be more certain. It would help you get more significant, help you get more connection, right? So I'm going to wrap up with just one quick question, because I've probably got some work to do today then. And Bogdan's asking, I have a more specific question. I've worked my ass off in 2017 to create the success that I wanted in my life. However, the market wasn't really ready for what I was offering. And I wasn't, let me see if that's cut off. The market wasn't ready for what I was offering, and I wasn't really focused on their problems, rather focusing on changing my situation. Do you feel I was sticking to my ego, or was I overcoming my ego by taking action, but without making progress financially? Okay, so good question. So that's a big question. So Bogdan here is saying he worked his ass off in 2017, but the market wasn't ready for what he was offering. Okay, so and he wasn't focusing on their problems, but he was focusing on changing his situation. Is that sticking to the ego? Well, this is why I say, remember, like your ego is in everything you do. You can't escape the ego. It's the part that selfishly takes care of you. So you're not trying to avoid, you can't be ego-free. You'd be dead if you were ego-free. What you've got to do is first of all accept it, because none of us are doing this really here, guys. The main reason for this is not for your family. It's not for your customers. It's not because you're a heart-centered entrepreneur. The real reason you're doing this is because you're either desperate to get out of financial uncertainty, or you're inspired to live up to your own potential. You're doing it because you believe you can, or because you believe you have to. Inspiration or desperation, two things that move people, right? So yes, we do it also because it helps our family, because it contributes to other people and so on. But we have to understand there's the foundational ego selfish element to doing it, and that is not wrong, right? You are bullshitting if you say it's not to help you first and foremost, right? We want to help other people too as well, definitely. That adds to the fire, but it's not the main thing. So we're not trying to get rid of the ego here, right? So what's happening is it's again, this question, I've covered it already, right? It doesn't change anything. The question is the same. Look at your belief systems, guys. Let's cut right through the BS. Look at your belief systems. Do you either believe that staying where you are is more beneficial to meeting your needs of certainty, connection, significance, or you believe that getting your goal is more conducive to that? And your results are going to be natural consequences of that. All right, guys? You don't have to look internally and explore all these stories and sit there analyzing yourself all day. You just look at your results. Your results, your outside world, is the proof you're looking for. So if you didn't meet your goals financially, if you're unhappy with where you are right now, even though you worked your ass off, then it's because a part of you is saying that you're happier where you are. You're more comfortable where you are. Right? Maybe you want to stay where you are and you also want to succeed, but which one do you want more? That's the paradox. We can want two things. I don't want to go to the gym all the time. Some days I want to get in the best shape of my life. Other days I want to sit at home and eat ice cream. But what I choose to do on that day is a natural, effortless consequence of, on that day, which one do I want more? Which one do I want more? Is it to get in shape or is it to be lazy? Right? And my result of that day, if I went to the gym or didn't go to the gym, tells me what my belief system is. Right? That our brains aren't going to make it hard for us to go in and do this deep exploration work and have to go through some trance or anything like that. No. Because the brain knows that wouldn't be fair because most people wouldn't know how to do that. The brain, the life essentially, gives you your results on a big fucking canvas called your life. And if you just look at it and get self-awareness and say, is this what I want? No. Then that means I haven't been moving in the right direction. Right? And here's the thing. If you even have to ask the question of, I'm doing all this stuff and I haven't got the outcome yet, then you're not enjoying the process. Which means your ego is in control more, telling you you have to do this whether you like it or not. And that's why I said earlier, you have to have that mindset. The winners, the people that do it in business, love what they're doing. They love the process. They're too busy enjoying sprinting the race that they don't even know who's winning or losing around them. They don't even know how far or how close the finish line is. You're either focused on enjoying the journey and infusing it with energy, or you're not liking the journey and you're focused on what you haven't achieved because you're focused on having the outcome or not having the outcome. That alone, again, this is why I said at the start of this live stream, I can tell people where they are through their language. The fact that you asked the question has already given me the answer. I'm not where I want to be. I haven't got my outcome in business yet, right? I haven't got my outcome of business yet, but I don't mind. I'm not online saying, I'm not where I want to be. What's the problem? I'm just saying, my mindset is I'm not where I want to be yet, but I'm freaking loving this. This is awesome. This is so cool. I haven't got the body I want yet. I was in the gym before I came here. I haven't got the six-pack and the abs and the big muscles I want yet. But I don't even think about that. It doesn't even cross my mind because I went to the gym, had an amazing session, cool. Now I'm probably going to eat some good food because I'm just loving this journey. And when you have that energy, that's what the winners have, is that energy. They've already won. They haven't got to get somewhere to win. They're already loving the journey because they have self-belief, self-awareness, self-confidence. And so they are aware that there's more to achieve, but to them, the journey is the destination, and the destination is the journey. Because people that are kind of not enslaved by the ego, they have the ultimate self-awareness that no external goal is going to fulfill you. No external goal. The $1 million business is not going to give you what you want. The ultimate dream body is not going to give me what I want. You think if my muscles are 26% bigger, I'm going to be suddenly happy in life? No, that's what the ego tells you, right? But it's not true. The external outcome is not ever going to give you fulfillment. And people that are enjoying and embracing the journey have understood that. And they get it. And they say, you know what? The fun of this, the reward of this, the growth of this is in the journey of me just getting somewhere. But I know that when I get there, I'm going to choose to move the goalposts again. Because growth is the result. Growth is the result. The result is not the result. The growth of getting there, because who you become to get there is the result. And when you become a millionaire, guess what? You're going to think, well, now I want to be a multi-millionaire. And then when you become a multi-millionaire, you'll think, now I want to be a billionaire. And then a multi-billionaire. And where does it end? Right? It doesn't. Right? But the point is, just because you know the goal is never really going to be fulfilling, that's not the outcome you're looking for. You don't care because you're enjoying the journey of getting there. And you're detached from the journey. You are obsessed with the process, but you're detached from the outcome. Because you know the real outcome, the real result is the journey you're on. And again, that is what successful people know. They're not afraid of success because they're living success every day. They're saying, if I just put one foot in front of the other foot, I was successful today. And if I put one foot in front of the other foot, I did it, but I also felt good and I enjoyed it. I was successful today. And that's how they operate. So if you are looking towards the end, if you are upset you have not got success yet, you are probably afraid of it because you're defining it very different, okay? So, Phil is asking here, do I ever forget about the journey and start obsessing about the results? How do you get back into the original awareness state? So for me, not really. I don't, to be honest. I don't forget the journey. Because even if I'm focused on a specific outcome, like a monthly target, or, I say this month, let's get 10 sales, or I want to fill up this retreat or seminar, like outcome focused, it's still, what's more appealing to me is still the energy and the fun and the joy of doing that short-term project, of saying to the guy, because I'm not saying it from a place of lack. I'm not saying, we have to make these 10 sales, or I'm a failure, I'm a bad person, or success will get away from me. I'm saying, hey guys, let's do this big goal this month. Let's focus on 10 sales, because how fun is this going to be, right? Let's make a project, let's make a plan, let's try this, let's try this. And if we hit it, great. If we don't, great. That's the difference. That goes in relationships, goes in health, goes in dating, okay? If, men especially watching this, if you get out there and you're afraid of success with women, for example, right? The reason, I don't care about approaching a woman and just saying something to her is because I have no expectation of the outcome. I enjoy just going out there and talking to a beautiful woman, right? If she doesn't have sex with me that day, then oh my God, it's not the end of the world, right? Because I'm enjoying the journey, right? It goes the same way for anything in life. If you don't enjoy eating the spinach, you're not going to keep doing it, right? So I'm going to wrap this up now, but hope that helps you. A bit of an impromptu live stream. But this is the real truth, guys. This is the real stuff business success is made of. Work on yourself. Get your own shit in order. Self-awareness, leadership, self-development. Become obsessed with the journey. Become detached from the outcome. And then, ironically, paradoxically, that is when all that success has the space to start flooding in. And when it does come in, you will use it as fuel, not the outcome. All right, guys. So drop your comments below. I love this discussion. So keep your comments coming whenever you watch this video. Drop your comments and we'll keep on this thread and I'll answer more questions. And let me know your thoughts and your philosophies on this as well, and what's helped you be successful, or even what's helped you stay a failure, right? Because we can all learn from that. So that's the most important thing. All right, guys, I'll catch up with you soon.